Secretary Rumsfeld's dismal strategic decisions resulted in the unnecessary deaths of American servicemen and women, our allies, and the good people of Iraq. He was responsible for America and our allies going to war with the wrong plan and a strategy that did not address the realities of fighting an insurgency. He violated fundamental principles of war, dismissed deliberate military planning, ignored the hard work to build the peace after the fall of Saddam Hussein, set the conditions for Abu Ghraib and other atrocities that further ignited the insurgency, disbanded Iraqi security force institutions when we needed them the most, constrained our commanders with an overly restrictive de-Baathification policy, and failed to seriously resource the training and equipping of the Iraqi security forces as our main effort. At critical junctures, commanders were forced to focus on managing shortages rather than leading, planning, and anticipating opportunity. Through all of this, our congressional oversight committees were all but silent and not asking the tough questions as was done routinely during both World Wars, Korea, and Vietnam. Our Congress shares responsibility for what is and is not happening in Iraq and Afghanistan.
The President is not well served by this Secretary of Defense, a man history will not treat kindly. So what to do? Replace the Secretary of Defense with a proven leader who has a vision to get the country's defense establishment back on track. The Army is in terrible shape. The Marines are not much better. A secretary who understands how to build alliances at home and abroad, who understands the operational art and understands the contemporary operating environment we live in.
I find it remarkable that a nation that could produce 4,000 aircraft a month in World War II is limited to 48 armored vehicles per month today. We did not ask our soldiers to invade France in 1944 with the inferior equipment they had in 1941. Why are we asking our soldiers and Marines to use the same armor we found was insufficient in 2003? It is simple. The administration has refused to dedicate the resources necessary to make it happen. It is content to let our troops ride in inferior vehicles. Further, the administration has failed to replace and maintain the equipment necessary for the units in the United States to be ready for other potential operations. Although our units lack equipment to train, our repair depots are working single shifts and only 5 days a week. The American people have not refused to provide what our people need. The administration has refused to ask for the funding. The failure to provide our best equipment is a serious moral failure on the part of our leadership.
Does it surprise you that we have been told repeatedly over several years now that commanders have not asked for more troops?
It's not a surprise at all. The whole thing is absolutely disingenuous. We started with a strategy and a plan that was under-resourced in soldiers and Marines and airmen and sailors by over a factor of 3. We have a Secretary of Defense who browbeat his subordinates, surrounded himself with compliant officers that built his plan alone, and that's what we executed. So we started out way behind the power curve.